This is a crazy plan. This is the craziest diet I've ever heard of. It's exactly what I need in my life right now. So I have this, yeah, it's an injury. It's a weird one. I have this injured scapula shoulder situation. I don't know how much you can tell, but this left scapula has been winging. It's been jacked up. It's been wrong for years and years and years and years. Finally came to the point where my body's like, now you literally have to address this. Basically, the empty bar feels fucked up when I unrack it. Push ups are impossible. Any overhead pressing is impossible. Like, it's jacked up. um, that really took me out mentally a few weeks ago when it first happened. Like, I was a mess. It's altered my training to such a radical degree, such a large number of exercises that I can't even do right now. Even my leg training has to be modified. My back training is severely modified. My arm training has to be modified. So, long story short, that totally fucked me up. I'm of the belief that men do very well when they have a mission. And my mission, in addition to providing and being there for my family and building my coaching business, is my training. So, yeah, it fucked me up. I needed a new mission. And then I come across I come across the sugar diet. I had seen some of Mark Bell's videos in the home feed. And I'm like, sugar diet. I wonder what that's about. For whatever reason, didn't pull me in. And then I see that Cole Robinson's involved. I'm like, dude, I fucking love this guy. Like, I used to binge his snake diet fasting videos. I made a video about fasting not too long ago. I used his snake juice. I followed his fasting protocols and lost 30 pounds years ago. I was doing 48 hours, 72 hours. It's a great experience. So I'm like, wait, this guy's involved? Last time I checked in with him, he's all keto, carnivore, fasting for days on end. Like, this seems very counter to that. So I'm like, all right, now I gotta check it out just for entertainment alone. Like, the guy's hilarious. Always had a lot of respect for Mark. He had Doug Brignall on, who's talking anti everything barbell. Mark Bell's entire brand is like powerlifting equipment, powerlifting gear. He had a powerlifting background. From that day on, I was like, dude, I respect this guy. Like, he'll have people on his podcast that are completely counter to not only potentially his beliefs, but what he sells. I'm like, this guy is a real G. So, a lot of respect for both of them. I check out their podcast, and I feel that I feel that obsessive itch take over. I'm like, oh, I need to know everything about this. So I start binging sugar diet stuff on YouTube. Right? Actually, I need to back up. The video that actually got me was Mark Lobliner's video, thinking it's the dumbest thing ever. And I'm checking that out, and I'm like, oh, what is it? I go down this rabbit hole, and now I'm doing it. So Mark Lobliner's video of "Don't do this diet," I think this is the worst protocol I've ever heard in my life. I go down the rabbit hole. I'm like, this sounds super fascinating. It's so weird. Like, I like extreme stuff. I'll sit in the sauna until I'm sick. I did a cold plunge too long one time. I literally thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. Like, I couldn't speak for 2 or 3 minutes, for better or for worse. A lot of times worse. As I just described, I am a very extreme individual. So when I came across this, it's talking about it's talking about pounding juice and sugar and then table sugar and then honey and then maple syrup on the fruit and then sugar on top of that down the hatch, just pounding fruit and sugar all day long, potentially multiple days in a row. Saving protein and starches for dinner is what some people are advocating for. That's what I'm going to start out with. I was like, this is right up my alley. It's scratching that itch of the scientist in me. Like, I've done so many different training styles. I've done keto, I've done extreme fasting. I've done, what else have I done? High protein, medium protein. Speaking of protein, one of the reasons I really like this idea is I have always thought that the high protein just felt very unnatural. Not that everything has to be equated to, well, what do we do a few thousand years ago? Like, I don't know how much that even matters, though a lot of people on the sugar diet are pointing out how this probably has a lot of similarities to the way we used to be. But when I've tried high protein diets like 250 grams, even 300 grams, I'm like, this just feels incorrect. Like intuitively, this just feels so stupid. This feels so dumb. And I've also wondered, can it really make that big of a difference? Like from 150 grams to 200 to 250 to 300, is that really going to be the difference in like just how bursting at your seams you are with muscle mass? Is having these insane amounts of protein. On the other hand, also on an intuitive level, I have always noticed a clear, measurable difference in performance the higher my carbs go. Even as small as 30 grams, every 30 grams of carbohydrates I have, one way or the other, more or less, I feel that increase in performance or that drop in performance. So when this protocol is telling you just to crank the carbs like never before in your life, I'm like, okay. Like, just thinking about it, I got more energy. Just listening to them describe the protocol, I'm like, and you got more energy, don't you? And you got some more energy, don't you? And then the low fat thing, like, it's just funny how full circle this is. I love the simplicity. Don't stress about the fats until you're not fat. And they're making fun of like people worried about the hormones. And I think about that. I say that all the time. I say that all the time to my clients. You need to get your whole eggs. Don't be scared from the whole milk. You need to have this, you need to have that for that hormone profile. Get those hormones going. It sounds like so vague, right? And these guys in the juice diet, they're like, hey, until you're not fat, stop stressing about the fats. And from what I've gathered in the last 72 hours, as I've digested hours and hours of this content and information, is basically once you get freaking peeled, once you get ripped as fuck, you can go live your life. And if you need to lean into sugar diet protocols to get back to ripped as fuck, if you end up going too high, you can do that. Or you can just get peeled as a motherfucker and go live your life and eat however you want. Because speaking from experience, the last time I got freaking ripped, I had so much wiggle room. I had so much room for error. I got away with a lot of wacky shit for a very long time before, well, now it has taken a toll. I'm not fully ripped anymore. But you have so much more wiggle room when you're already peeled. On the way down, not the case. It's like the opposite. You have like no wiggle room. On the way down, you have to be very precise. But anyways, so it's high carbs, like crazy high carbs, high sugar, moderate protein. That part does like freak me out a little bit, even though I'm saying I always thought the crazy, crazy high protein was overblown or overhyped. The thought of having like 100 to 150 grams does seem very low. That does have me like, oh fuck, what about the muscle? But if you are cranking carbs the way I'm about to today, you see I'm already like getting high off the shit. I haven't even really started. Yesterday was like a soft entry and I'm already like giddy. Like the brain knows. The brain the brain knows that these carbs are about to be so cranked. I'm going to be so freaking pumped up. Veins are going to be busted out. So if the carbs are cranked and the glycogen is freaking cranked, you're like overflowing with glycogen. It makes sense to me that that is a fantastic recipe for muscle retention on the way down. And I went back and forth. I'm like, I don't even really need to do it the very strict way to lose weight. Like, I can probably just take this as more of a macro approach and go crazy high carbs, moderate protein, very low fat, and I could lose weight, and I could. But again, I love to experiment. I love to experiment and find out for myself. It's way more satisfying. It's way more fascinating to go on the journey myself than read some studies or watch some videos and form my opinions on that. Like, I love to jump in the fire and find out how fucking hot it is. So the plan is sugars, carbs, I'm sorry, not starchy carbs, sugars, fruit, juice, cranked all day long, and then protein, rice, some white bread. Like I'll have my starchy carbohydrates at night with the meat, vegetables, probably more fruit. And I'm going to run that, see how that goes. If I need to do like a one-on-one off, some days just go full sugar, full fruit and juice, I might go that route, but I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm like, dude, this fat is about to fall off like crazy. And just for reference, again, this is day one. This is me semi-flexed. There it is, relaxed. I'm at like 14-ish% body fat, 179 and a half, basically 180. And I'm thinking I'm gonna crank this till I get to 160-ish and just get freaking peeled. Because again, this shoulder situation really fucked me up. Now I have something intriguing. It's something that requires very specific daily adherence, like being the scatterbrained ADHD motherfucker that I am. If I have something that I can focus on and attack like a sniper, that is my happy place. That is when when the storm is gone and the water is calm, I'm like, oh, good. I have something to focus on. So I need that. Also, the crazy high energy that everyone's talking about. I'm in the process of coming off some very strong stimulants. Use my code Oak City Strong if you want to partake of those very strong stimulants. Condemned Labs Convict pre-workout is some strong shit. It just is, and I've been taking it over a year, damn near daily, and it did get to a point where I was starting to experience some negatives. So I'm pulling back on that. Perfect timing. Coming off of stimulants, how much energy and mental clarity and focus can I get just from food? We're about to find out. How will weight training performance be affected by low fat, less protein, carbs, and sugars cranked to the roof? We're about to find out. I could not be more excited to start this out. And so yesterday was like a soft entry, right? Because my wife, she made some ground turkey and some epic Gouda mac and cheese, jalapenos. Lord have mercy. I'm blessed, but you know that because you see the symbol on my chest. I had to finish that. I had to take care of that food. So yesterday was like a soft entry, but doing the high carbs, and I'm just like covering my cereal in honey and hitting it with some skim milk, and I'm like, I'm feeling like I'm on drugs, y'all. Like I'm giddy, I'm laughing. My wife thinks I'm losing my fucking mind. My son, we're going wheels on the bus, and I'm like, wheels on the bus, go round and round. I'm like getting into it. Normally I'm like holding my head, freaking out when he when he has his children's music playing. I'm like getting into it. Wheels on the bus, go round and round. All hyped up. Like this shit's about to make me a better father. This is the parent diet for the parents that need to keep up with their kids and not lose their mind. Low on sleep, not a problem. Crank that OJ. Crank that apple juice. So I'm excited to see how it affects that. Trained some clients yesterday. I was like a chatty Cathy, boom, slamming the plates on. So here's what we're going to do. Here are your cues: big air, abs are tight, guide the descent, hips back, knees forward and out to the side. Drive through the middle of your foot. Drive your tongue into the roof of your mouth as you squat that weight. And my guy's like, dude, you got to calm down. He didn't say that, but there was a vibe. So, high energy, high output, better performance, insane fat loss. Let's fucking go. I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to document it here on YouTube. I'm going to show my results. I'm going to be completely transparent, honest about everything I'm partaking of throughout. And we are going to see what happens. So today is the official day one of my sugar diet. Follow along, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm still going to go into all the mindset topics and all the other stuff that I talk about, but I do feel like while I'm on this sugar diet journey, this is going to be a main focus. Expect to see a lot more videos about the process. I'll be reporting the wins, the losses, how it's all going. Hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next one.